Coming up, Marvel HeroClix Wheels of Vengeance set review, part 2. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Tealish, and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Today, we're going to be doing part 2 of the Marvel HeroClix Wheels of Vengeance set review. We're going to be covering the super rares and chases today. And joining me is Brian Galley and Matt Ventura. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
So, let's just take a look at we're going to be using Tier Maker today. We used it in part 1 as well. So we're going to look at look at the figures and then put them on Tier Maker. Let's take a look at what we came up with for the commons, uncommons, and rares. That on the screen is our Tier Maker. And the different tiers that we have that we're going to be using are Triple Espresso Pulp, which are just figures that are really good in pulp. Triple Espresso would be like top tier meta figures and competitive figures that you would use in a constructed team. Double Espresso, those are your good figures, either good in competitive or good in sealed. It could be either one for Double Espresso. Single Espresso, those are figures that we don't really, they're not that great really. And then the herbal tea would be the figures that we care the least about. So triple espresso pulp, double espresso, single espresso, and herbal tea. Those are our 5 tiers that we're going to be using today. Yep, those are our 5 tiers, and we're going to start things off with the super rares. We'll start off with Man-Thing. So let's just jump right in with Man-Thing. Man-Thing is set number 38. He's got the Defenders, Legion of Monsters, Midnight Suns, Thunderbolts, Monster, Mystical, and Warrior keywords. He's got a trait. You've got another thing coming, Plasticity. When Man-Thing is damaged by an opposing character within 4 squares, after resolutions, you may place him adjacent to that character. Man-Thing takes a maximum of 1 damage from attacks, can't be healed, and can't be chosen for Mastermind. Protected. Pulse Wave. He's 90 points. He can move through elevated and blocking. He's a swimmer. He has the dolphin symbol. He's got facing teleport. Poison. Exploit weakness. Later on, he gets a trait, a defense power, toughness. Sorry. Well, he has an attack power that he gets later on too. Yeah, that was pretty important.
It's a bit of a doozy too.
Poison. When Man-Thing uses it, he instead deals damage equal to half his click number rounded up. So he can, if he's on click 5 or click 6, he can poison for 3 damage.
I mean, even when he gets it on click 3, that's still a 2 damage poison.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not at all.
So, if we're comparing the super rares to the, to themselves, I don't know, what I would give this as far as, competitive. I think I would still put it as a 1. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm quite the opposite. I think he's potentially a 3-star. The triple shot here.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like him too.
So tell me what's the appeal here?
He at opening, he's very mobile. 8-speed phasing is decent. You can get around the map. There's no tying him down. The fact that he is a swimmer means that as long as he's occupying water, he can't be targeted unless he's within 4 attackers within 4 squares. You've got another thing coming. If it damages him within 4 squares, he can just teleport right over to them. Gives him plasticity, locks him down. Only takes 1 damage at a time, so they got to hit him 6 times to drop him, which is crazy longevity. And then as he gets down towards the back end, his defense values keep getting higher. Starts at 17, hits 18 at click 3, hits 19s at click 5. And that poison kicks in, dealing 2 or 3 damage. But it's just that, I mean, it's almost like a clause of retaliation in a sense. You know, they come in, they hit him, he comes in, pops over next to them, and then you just get a free 2 damage, 3 damage every turn until they can finally drop him. You can give him, say, Warlock Sword, give him Shape Change, you know, make him just that little bit harder to hit, give him a little even increased longevity, and Blades to take advantage of those really high attack values he's got. Okay. He's a hard to put down figure that just deals a lot of free damage.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. I mean, so you basically, your strategy with him would be to just like plop him next to somebody, just like
it basically, yeah.
and then he's hard to do. I mean, he's got traded plasticity too, so yeah, so like, so you know, he's tying somebody up, and then they're just gonna take damage. I mean, Matt, what do you think about him?
Yeah, I think when you're like looking at a figure competitively, like as an attacker or whatever, you're kind of looking, okay, for their point cost, can I score at least that many points or really more with, you know, with him? So, and with this example with Man Thing, it's like, do I think I could at least score, you know, 90 points with him, like in a vacuum, you know? And to me, I'm like, he only takes damage like a Danger Room construct would, but he doesn't have that maximum of dealing damage like they do. So not only is he dealing, you know, the beginning of his dial exploit plus regular poison, late dial he's getting through shape change, bigger damage and bigger poison. I just think that it's just a lot to put out the damage that he's getting. For how much work the opponent's going to have to do to get him down. I don't know that he will get played a lot, but like he definitely could. I mean, I think he's cool. I've definitely been looking at some. There's a lot of defenders that are pretty meta.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, at first look, that's why I was gonna say 1 for him, because he's just 90 points for like a tie-up piece. But then, like the way you guys are describing it as you know, he does put out a lot of damage, and also like, you know, actually if you put like the Hell Cycle on him or something like that, and now he has move and attack, that's also really good.
I'm not even sure he needs it.
He doesn't even necessarily need it, because you could just, like you said, just kind of have him tie somebody up, and then
I'd give him the Warlock Sword. Yeah, so that shape change blades, those opening clicks, blades exploit, really good. I remember shape change is optional. They take that shot on him. You can just say, you know what, I'm letting you have this one. Please hit me. Then once you're adjacent, now you're rolling shape changes to keep him from getting hit any further.
Yeah.
I mean, putting mystics on him, not a bad idea either.
Your opponent has to take 6 damage to drop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not unique, right? I don't think you necessarily want to do. No, he is unique. Okay.
He is unique. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you guys. We're gonna put him in tier 3. I'll put him in triple. What do you guys think? What do you think, Matt? Do you think he's triple or?
I think he's a double to me. He is doing a lot, but for me, a triple's got to be like, you got to be doing so much for that point cost.
I think I can be talked down to a double. I am a little biased towards poison figures.
It is. I'm really happy we have him though, because it's been so long.
Yeah,
he's cool.
All right, so let's put Man Thing in double espresso.
Yeah, we are not going to be starved for Man Things either. We got more coming up in next phase. It's
oh, nice.
Yeah, the Werewolf by Night Man.
Let's look at Zadkiel. Zadkiel.
Zadkiel.
It's wild.
Zadkiel is set number 39. He's 200 points. An opponent generates a Spirit of Vengeance bystander friendly to their force into any square on a map edge. Then Zadkiel chooses a listed effect to use until your next turn. Regeneration as free. Modify attack and defense +2. Or Pulse Wave as free, which is pretty insane. And then the trait, Merciful Fate. Opposing characters can't use stop. Zadkiel deals penetrating damage to characters with 2 action tokens. He also has the Cosmic Energy team ability, so he can't be outwitted.
Then just for completion's sake, those Spirit of Vengeance pogs he makes are 7 speed hypersonic, 11 attack, 17 super senses, 2 damage exploit, and whenever they're given a second action token, they KO themselves.
Okay.
So good to know what you're giving your opponent to get that free effect. Yeah.
So Zadkiel, I don't know. What do you guys think about Zadkiel?
He's certainly potent and sealed, but as far as constructed goes, he's probably herbal tea. Maybe a one shot.
I think he's more than herbal. I don't know. I mean, I could see him being run, like locally and stuff like that. But I don't think. Yeah.
I suppose locally. I mean, he's a very good figure to give to like a new player. Just there's not a lot going on there, but he's doesn't quite hit some of the same pitfalls the usual tentpole does. He can attack every turn, just free pulse waves. He's got really good values, free healing. There's things going on there, but I still think he just gets out actioned, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, for 200 points, he probably will get out action, and eventually, when he goes down, which he eventually will go down, and then that's it, because he's 2/3 of your build. But I mean, he's very, he's a good kind of like tentpole piece if you like playing tentpoles, and also I think he is a good choice for. Well, we haven't gotten to the chases yet, so. But he's a day
as a pilot.
Yeah, as a pilot. Yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
He's got some good power combinations there.
Yeah. I think I'm a 1 as well. I think I could maybe see it above 300, like maybe 200. 400 point game that opposing characters can't use stop, just like global, could be good enough where you have a 200 points of other like Alpha Striker type of figures to go make use of that, where before he gets taken down. But in 300, I'm a 1 as well. Maybe a sideline as a pilot.
Yeah, I agree. So
it might not be the worst avatar for Cthon when we get to Cthon. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would be a very silly all eggs in one basket. My combat values are very big. Fight me, bro. Type thing, but I think it'd be more fun in concept than it would be in execution.
we get white shirt Scott Porter. Can we talk about DC in this video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The super rare Harley Quinn, and we max his damage out at 8. Maybe Penguin, give him some precision strike.
All right, so let's put Zadkiel at 1.
Yeah, don't mind me just swinging 15s for 8.
Yeah.
And next after Zadkiel, we have so our next super rare is going to be Ghost Panther 2099. She is 90 points. Perplex shape change. When Ghost Panther 2099 is KO'd, you may choose a friendly character with a robot keyword. This game, that character has this trait. So she passes on Perplex and Shape Change. She has a trait Toughness. When Ghost Panther 2099 clears action tokens, heal her 1 click for each token removed. And then she's got an attack power that she starts with. Blades, Claws, Fangs. When Ghost Panther 2099 uses it before rolling, you may choose a number up to 4 to be the minimum result of the D6 roll. If you do, after resolutions, deal her unavoidable damage equal to half the chosen number. So,
Yep.
Yeah. So she can do like an Uber Blades.
Guarantee at least a 4 on the roll. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you pick, you wouldn't want to pick 1 or 2, I don't think, because
I mean, her minimum is 1 already. It really, you're only ever choosing 4 if you're using it, because picking 3 still deals her 2 unavoidable.
Yeah. So then if you choose 4, yeah, or you could pick 5 or 6, right? Or no,
No,
up to
because you
4.
can only choose up to 4, right?
Yeah. So you pick 4, and then she would deal 4 damage for her blades, and then you would take 2 damage, 2 unavoidable damage.
4, 5, or 6. It's because it's the minimum result of the roll.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So yeah, it changes the die. So the die is basically a 4, a 4, a 4, a 4, a 5, or a 6.
Yeah. I mean, this one I'm not huge on, though, because, I mean, for me, she's just like a charge blades piece for 90 points. I mean, what do you think?
She's not the best super rare, to be sure. That Cyber Ghost trait, I think, is what does a lot of the work for her. Probably not something I figure you're going to be running in sealed, but on a robot theme team where you can just keep bouncing Shape Change and Perplex around the map as your figures drop, there's something in there, I think. She's got good healing. The Hellfire Chainsaw, it's neat, but it's not something you're going to be using a lot of. But yeah, the Perplex Shape Change where you can just sort of throw her in there, and when she drops, your next attacker picks up Perplex and Shape Change. Then if they drop, then someone else gets Perplex and Shape Change, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's going to be good in sealed. I mean, because she's got Perplex, Outwit, and...
Oh, that is true. Yeah, you're not going to get a ton of use out of the respawn thing of the trait, or the passing on of the trait. But yeah, she is still Perplex and Outwit and sealed.
So
yeah, I like her as a tie-up in sealed. 20 defense is just with an Outwit and a Perplex, so she can really go to 21.
Yeah.
And then it's definitely good enough for sealed. But probably like a 1 for competitive.
Yeah.
I think 1 shot is fine.
I think one shot of espresso for Ghost Panther.
Maybe there's a robot theme format build that'll make use of her, but we'll go with 1.
A lot of good keywords.
Yeah.
Avengers, Defenders, Mystical Robots. Yeah.
All right. So after Ghost Panther, we have Lilith. Lilith is a super rare. Oh, yeah, these are all super rares, but this is set number 41A. Set number 41A, she's got Mystics, Team Ability, Deity, Keyword, Monster Keyword, Mystical, and Ruler keywords. A new body for a new era. The first time Lilith would be KO'd, instead turn her to click 7 and roll d6, heal her equal to the result. So possibly healing all the way up to top click again. And then her trait, Mother of Demons, Leadership. When Lilith uses it and succeeds after resolutions, generate a Lilin bystander. This is Lilin up on the screen there. She's got Charge, Precision Strike, and Power, Combat Reflexes. And then her attack power, Am I a Demon? She gets this attack power later on her dial. Steal energy when Lilith uses it and heals. Until your next turn, she can use Impervious, even if this power is lost. And she's 75 points. Improved targeting from adjacency. 9 speed with phasing. 11 attack with penetrating psychic blast. 18 defense with combat reflexes. 3 damage with shape change. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about her either. Matt, what do you think about Lilith?
I'm sure you could say this with a lot of figures, but this is definitely a figure I would want to put a motorcycle or hell cycle on.
Okay.
I think it's a really good value actually for 75. I don't know that it would be more than a 2 for me. Like it's probably in between a 1 or 2. She does have a lot going on. I mean, in sealed, well, and if you were to run her in competitive, if you're hitting your leaderships, this is gonna be be bad.
Yeah, just empower bystanders are not something to sneeze at.
No, and they're good all around. I mean, precision too, and they have movement attack.
Yeah,
and for what it's worth, she has no maximum on those Lilins.
Yeah.
If you hit your leaderships, I mean, she can go infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's cool though. I did face one of her in sealed, and she was pretty nasty. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Villain did me dirty and sealed as well. Just getting hit for 6 damage exploits from other characters because she just kept popping out the goddamn Lilith.
So really, it's the Liliths. It's the Liliths that you have to watch out for when Lilith generates them.
She's very comfortable hanging in the back, just taking pot shots with the Psyblast, but the Liliths do so much work. Yeah, when she gets a couple of them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember too, even when you do get close to her, she's got rollouts. Starts with shape change. She picks up senses. Her defense values aren't anything to write home about, but I mean,
but she potentially picks up impervious.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Also, that heal effect. I mean, you're not usually rolling that 6 and turning her all the way back to click 1. But you got to figure averages out. She's about a 10 click dial with effectively a stop kind of in the middle there.
It's pretty good for 75.
Yeah. Right. And Mystics.
Yeah.
Long dials and Mystics are match made in heaven.
Yeah, I like it.
I guess, and for
her.
I
mean, maybe a 2 for her, or
I think 2 is fair. Yeah.
She's a soft 2, but I think she's a 2.
Yeah. Oh, we want to.
Did match made in hell.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
We'll give her a double espresso.
What do you think, Tony? You like it?
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
I
don't know if she's gonna be really competitive, but I mean, she's gonna be, I don't know. So far, my favorite super rare is actually the man thing. Yes, I mean, I don't think she's, I agree with Matt. It's like a soft 2. It might be a 1, but she's good and sealed, and she generates those Liliths, which are pretty dangerous. So, and also the fact that she's got such a long dial where you could just kind of like, if she wanted to, she could just go up and base somebody and then say, okay, take a lot of Mystics. So
true, yeah.
Because she does have that combat reflexes up top, and then she gets like multiple rollouts. So, all right.
So her prime though.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this one, Lilith Prime.
Yeah.
So Lilith Prime. Yeah, what do you guys
going into this? I'm pushing for triple shot on her. Just
yeah, I am with you. No argument.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. She's a triple shot. She's set number 41B. She has traded enhancement and empower. Free, place Lilith adjacent to another friendly character that shares a keyword with her. So it's just literally anywhere on the map that you have a friendly character with a keyword.
It's nuts.
And then another trait, My Beautiful Child, power. Once per game, choose a character with the monster keyword on your sideline. If that character's point value is less than the total point value of all characters in your KO area, generate it on its starting click. Your opponent scores that character now instead of when it's KO'd. So, yeah, you have that like Carnage Surfer on your sideline, just waiting. And somebody KOs 60 points of your team, and you're like, okay, so now say hello to Carnage Surfer.
Oh, let me also I want to point out it does not say standard character. So if you want a colossal retaliator Carnage, that's fine too.
Yes.
Surtur or like a Surtur monster.
Wait, what's that? You've killed my one colossal retaliating Carnage? Oh well, shame. Here comes the next one to get.
Yeah. Like.
And you know, she can literally just poof anywhere on the map as long as you have a friendly character that shares a keyword. So
she's
really good.
Printed 19 defense makes her hard to hit.
And then once she places herself, she can do something. She can attack, or you know.
Yeah.
She's also got Mastermind and just free goes next to characters that share a keyword with her. That Mastermind can't be outwitted, so I hope you're packing Energy Explosion or Pulse Wave because that's and you roll well.
Yeah, so she can Mastermind over to somebody else,
and then support them back up to just
and then enhance them or give them Empower,
right?
Give them the +1 damage.
Assuming you're running a monster, mystical, deity, or ruler theme team, which you got options. The character you most need to have +1 damage is always going to have +1 damage. The characters that need healing are going to get healed. And if anything gets dropped, just, here's my friend Carnage to come retaliate on you.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I like her a lot. So let's put her in...
solid contender for the prime slot on teams.
Yeah, I think she's awesome. I'm building with her. I think it never feels good to, like, when you're doing your threat assessment, when you look over across the board, it never feels good to go after the support. But if you don't, she's going to bring in potential more threats. Yeah. So I just think she's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next up is another interesting one. Chthon. Am I pronouncing that right? Chthon?
Chthon, yes. I had so much fun with him.
Chthon, 300-point Chthon. So he is only 300 points.
It's a measly.
Measly 300 points. He's got the cosmic energy TA. Mystics TA. He has a sideline active trait. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character. He's got 2 sideline active traits. Okay. At the beginning of the game, choose a friendly character with the mystical keyword. This game, that character modifies its combat values +1. When that character is given an action token, if they're not named Chthon, deal them 1 unavoidable damage. Okay, and then
so he has +1 stats if you play him.
Right. You could actually play him at 300, and he would have that sideline active.
Yeah, we're always remember sideline active does not mean only active on the sideline. It means this still works even when the character is on the sideline.
Right. Okay. And then his other sideline active trait is when the character chosen for Elder God.
What's the trait, Anthony?
Let me read this. Hold on 1 second.
I just want to let you know, as like an avid Lovecraft fan, I am judging you on the pronunciation.
So is that from Lovecraft? Is that from Lovecraft or?
Marvel. I mean, he's Marvel's knockoff Cthulhu, basically. So they borrowed heavily from Lovecraft.
Very nice. Very nice. So when the character chosen for Elder God, Demon of the Darkhold, is
I
KO'd.
didn't.
Oh, you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me read it.
You're trying to worm your way out of this. To the viewers, I'm sorry. We'll get back to something important, to the actual important part later.
Fenenglui Muglawilnaft Kathan Klai Wuganagel Fatagan.
Well, you got one of those right. You can move on though.
Okay.
It's the responsibility of the host, Tony.
Now that has been recorded for posterity. Yeah. So
I give your pronunciation 2 shots.
Great. When the character chosen for Elder God, Demon of the Darkhold, is KO'd, you may immediately generate Cathan from your sideline or KO area on click number 1 in the square that character has last occupied. If you do, at the end of your next turn, you lose the game. So that's also something that Cathan can do, even if if you're playing him.
If you play him at 300, he gets KO'd. He goes to the KO area. His trait then triggers and brings him back to the map.
And when he comes back to the map, he does not get the +1 stats.
Correct, because as far as the game rules go, that is an entirely new instance of the Cathan character. Right. So the at the beginning of the game trigger would not apply to this new Cathan, even though it's the same plastic. It's new as far as the rules are concerned.
Right. Okay. And he's got 4 stop clicks, 8 range with triple target. I mean, he is quite a beast.
Basically 9.
Yeah, 9 range, basically 11 speed, running shot, 13 attack with Pensai, 20 defense.
Runs out 6 squares, shoots another 9. That's 15 squares on a 16 square map.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, and he's colossal, so he sees over everything, and he also targets through hindering, and he targets through blocking. So
the map is clear.
Yeah,
he's dealing 6 penetrating to somebody, like right up.
Yes.
There. So
yeah, and with 3 targets, odds are he's connecting with at least one of them.
And if you don't want to play him main force, you can sideline him, and then someone like we were talking about Zedkiel before that can heal.
Yeah,
free healing.
Any mystical character with built-in healing is gonna want to run him. Just
so but what would you give him as far as espresso shots? I mean, I guess we're talking competitive, right? He's obviously he's a must play in sealed, right? Or
if you pull him in sealed, it's not a guarantee win, but it's darn close. Your opponents need to have gotten really good pulls to be able to put a 20 defense Mystics character that will respawn once down. It's
our sealed banned him. They said if you pull him, you get a mulligan.
Honestly, I respect that. But as far as constructed goes, he's triple shot. He's a free sideline active thing. But
main forcing him.
Ooh. I don't think many people are going to have the guts to commit their entire team to a single figure. But my hat is off to anyone that makes the attempt.
Is this as good as Unimind was for like a tent pole
or APOC,
like a 1-man army, or APOC. APOC is the one right now, right? He's the one that he's the 1-man army right now.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You can start.
No, go ahead.
I think if he had some way to free heal himself, he would
Hmm.
be like a totally viable one man army. As is, I don't think he can. If he misses like I think he has like missed 2 attacks in the course of a game, and if he just hits every attack, he'll probably win. If your opponent hits any shape changes, any super senses, and just ducks out of those initial couple attacks, they'll chip him down and drop him before.
Yeah.
So that respawn, you only come back with 1 turn to win. You need to have it needs to be down to your opponent's last character,
Hmm.
and if it's not, or I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it could be up to 3, so long as they don't have more than 5 clicks between a lot of them.
But
It's a tall order.
Still, I think we're giving Cthon a 3 just based on the fact that you can play him on your sideline for
Oh,
free, and
yeah.
he will be on teams for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
You
So
think,
the
or
one thing I hear, and I agree with when talking about one man armies in competitive is the stop signs.
Mm-hmm.
um, the one thing though with him though is he has improved targeting blocking.
Yeah.
So even when inside, even if he doesn't want to move, he can still, he's 66% of the time he's rolling his willpower
Yep.
because he's colossal. So he's still taking stuff out. If he's hitting his rolls. So that to me that does give him one advantage over, directly comparing him to Apocalypse at least.
Right.
I don't know off the top of my head the tarot cards very well, how much they would help or hurt him, but yeah, just wanted to say that is huge. That his improved targeting blocking is not printed a lot.
mm-hmm.
Empress does give him access to healing, but not much.
Oh, okay.
I think Empress is just 1 click. That'd probably be the one to do.
I mean that improved targeting blocking. It only goes through 1 square of blocking though, right? When you shoot through it.
Correct.
So I don't
True,
know.
but
it might be like he can get around blocking, but there's still ways to like hide.
but in modern, all of the construct generators, at least that I'm thinking of, um, there's only rings now, so you can only generate a stop sign once. So, well, at least from per color, so yeah, at least there's that. Like he could, if he could KO the stop sign and then then maybe has a chance.
There's basically guaranteed at least 1 character he can take a shot on every turn.
Right, yeah.
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 And eventually that character is going to be a stop sign. And assuming you're even indoors to begin with, because you might not be.
That's true.
At 300 points, he is a theme team.
It's true.
You get the map bonus.
Okay, so let's put him at a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll look at our next super rare, Brother Voodoo.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Voodoo is Lord of the Loa trait, mind control, toughness. When Brother Voodoo uses mind control and hits, after resolutions deal each hit character that made an attack and missed during the action 1 penetrating damage. And then in attack power, pins and needles, free, choose an opposing character within range and line of fire and give them a doll token. When a friendly character with mystics takes damage from an attack, after resolutions deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character with 1 or more doll tokens, then remove all doll tokens from opposing characters. and he's either 75 or 30 points. So yeah, so he's got mind control traded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of nasty. I feel like I think he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm comfortable giving him 2 shots for that 30-point line specifically.
Mm-hmm.
The I think I'd dump up to 3 if he flew or otherwise had passenger, just to help ferry your team around. But
Mm.
shield TA is great. Um, the pins and needles effect. Your opponent needs to get him handled quickly before he can start tokening up their entire team. Because tapping one character with mystics and having 2, 3, 4 of your characters all get dinged is not a fun situation to be in. He brings prob. If you can get him off of click 1, he has support to help get your team healed up. I'm sorry, talking the 30-point line. For if you run him at 75 points, he's a decent attacker, but I really think people are going to be running him at 30 way more than 75.
yeah, I mean he's a low point shield TA and prop piece.
Yeah.
So I mean, just for that, and he's got mind control traded. So, like, yeah, I would like you said, like because he has that facing teleport, it would be nice if he had flying, just so he can carry people around. But I think he's a solid 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agree with everything you guys said.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put him in 2.
I pulled him in sealed. He helped a lot.
Nice.
Having a prob and sealed and a shield was nice.
Double espresso.
I mean, sealed. I think he's almost at triple espresso. That is like
True.
probably the best support option you can reliably pull sealed.
And we have the Brother Voodoo Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Voodoo Prime is 45 points. He's got a trait, Make a Wish. Brother Voodoo starts the game with 3 Twisted Wish tokens. Free. Remove a Twisted Wish token. If you do, choose one. Deal an opposing character within range 2 penetrating damage, or heal any one character 3 clicks. So that's just like free damage. But there's a twist. And the monkey's paw curls is his other trait. When a Twisted Wish token is removed from Brother Voodoo after resolutions, an opponent may choose one. Place any 2 characters friendly to their force into each other's squares, and then or remove an action token from any character. And your opponent gets to choose that. And placing any 2 characters friendly to their force in each other's squares can be very detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
So can removing an action token if in like key moments in the game. So this is like an interesting one because like you really need to think about when you use these Twisted Wishes and like in what situations they will benefit you. Another trait he has is He Who Has Died Twice. Once per game, when Brother Voodoo would be KO'd, you may instead remove a Twisted Wish token from him. If you do, roll a d6 and turn him to the resulting click number, protected pulse wave. So he could possibly go back to click 1 if you roll a 1. So that's cool. You only need to remove 1 Twisted Wish token from him. So if you just save 1.
Right. Well, that does give your opponent the monkey paw curl effect, though.
If you do that, yes.
Right.
Okay. Right. So,
still, it keeps it from scoring him. So,
yeah. And he also has full dial of mind control and smoke cloud and TK, and he's got TK and prob that he sees through characters, so he can TK through characters, which is really cool. He's 45 points, so pretty well, good value for him. I don't know. I don't think it's as good as Lilith Prime.
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, what do you think?
He's tough to really review because so much of how he plays relies on your opponent. And if you assume your opponent is always going to make the best possible choice, he's probably not worth playing. And at a higher end competitive, you have to assume your opponent is always going to make the best possible choice.
Yeah.
That's it. 2 penetrating damage, and all it needs is just to be within 4 squares of him for free. That is very nice. I could see potentially some sort of Alpha Strike team using him, come in, pick a support character, high defense defend character, something that's going to that like whatever the problem figure is going to be when you're doing your Alpha Strike. Having him just, snap, take the 2 damage, get past your stop click, get off your defend, get, onto your lower value numbers, just to soften the team enough so that when the actual attacker comes in, they can start, wrecking shit with less to worry about. But that's a very specific thing, and I don't even know what the rest of that team looks like specifically. Just I can see the niche. I don't even know that that niche exists to be filled in Modern right now.
How are damage reducers worded? Are they not from? Do they not say damage from attacks?
Impervious is the only one that cares about attacks, and only for the D6 roll. But this is penetrating damage, so unless they can reduce penetrating damage or they have invincible, it's gonna just cut through.
But like a stop click, for instance, like
stop clicks are only attack damage.
Right. So if a character was like 1 click in front of their stop, this would go
right through
to it and past it.
Yep.
Right. That's cool.
Or like I said, if they're nearly dead, then they have the stop. He can just go, no, die.
Yeah, which is really powerful.
I mean, like if you're KOing something, I can see using the Twisted Wish if you're gonna KO something. But even then, it's a little risky because, like, depending on the situation, your opponent's going to make the best possible play, and then they'll be
you're giving them positioning options. You can let them pull something out of danger zone, or move up a better attacker into closer to your characters, or just removing a token from whatever they need to go again next turn. There is a pretty hefty downside to it, but if you know what you're doing, you watch the tempo of the game closely, and only use this when you need to. Yeah, I still don't know if I'm wasting a prime slot. I would say spending my prime slot on him.
It's so unique.
Yeah.
I guess because of that, I'm probably at a 2. Like, I don't think I could put it lower than that just because it's so unique. I mean, heal 3, global.
I don't want to rank it so low just because it's like
that is fair. I mean, eight speed phasing, so he can deliver his wish snap from 12 squares away. You can keep him in the back, dispense healing to keep your characters alive whenever you need it. Absolute emergency heal. Hit the button. 3 clicks is going to just undo an entire attack from your opponent. Even if they get the action token back to swing again, they might miss.
True.
So,
I can see giving him a 2.
I'll give 2 shots with the caveat that make sure you really think ahead before you run.
Right.
Yeah,
they're like on the right team.
This is definitely the thinking man's finesse piece. It is not a slap onto a team and expect results kind of figure.
Oh, Brian, by the way, when you made me read that trait from Cthon,
yes,
I feel like I just realized something.
Go on.
The one word that I got right was Cathan.
Toggin.
Oh, okay.
But fair, you got 2.
I got 2. Okay, good.
Okay, Cathan was the gimme. We knew.
Okay, all right. I feel better now. I feel better.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like there's any actual pronunciation, but there is like the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society approved.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. So let's put Brother Voodoo in double espresso, soft double espresso.
mm,
Okay. We need more tiers. We need a soft double espresso.
yeah.
Okay. So after Brother Voodoo Prime is Ghost Rider.
Mhm.
Set number 44. This is Alejandra Jones. Fantastic Four, symbiote, animal, monster, and mystical and vehicle keywords. I think this is the only symbiote in this set.
Yeah, someone's got to tell me why she has symbiote.
Because at one point she had a symbiote.
Okay, heard. Love it.
I don't know the issue that's from. I just know it was mentioned on the wiki, so it got the keyword.
Nice.
All right, so she's got Pilot, Fantastic Four, and Mystical. I'll just read through the Pilot trait because I also mentioned it in our last episode, part 1, with the comments, uncommons, and rares. But this is the first time we're seeing Pilot here. So when revealing your force, you may choose a single base character on your sideline that has the Mystical or Fantastic Four keyword and turn it to any click. Ghost Rider can use the standard attack and damage powers displayed on that character's dial. When Ghost Rider is KO'd, before removing her from the map, generate the chosen character on its last non-KO click. This game, that character can't be healed or replaced and isn't scored when KO'd. Protected Pulse Wave. So that's the Pilot trait, and she can choose Fantastic Four or mystical keyworded figures to be her pilot. And she has a trait, Helping Danny from Hell. When Ghost Rider is KO'd, place her on her card instead of removing her from the game. The next time another friendly character with Rider in its name is KO'd, after resolutions, place Ghost Rider from her card into the square that character last occupied on click number 1. She still gets KO'd. She can just she still score the points for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then her speed, she's got a speed power that she gets later in her dial, the charge flurry and improved movement characters. Her first half of her dial has prob, and she's got hypersonic speed, some precision strike. Later in her dial, she gets close combat expert and poison, and that charge flurry. So she's hitting for quite a bit later in her dial. She's hitting for like 12 for 4 flurry. That's really good. She moves through elevated. 75 points. I don't think she's as good as the other super rares on here that we've been looking at. I mean, are you guys in agreement, or what do you think?
She's got team building potential. In sealed, I don't know if I would necessarily. I mean, probably running her just off the hypersonic, but she's not going to live up to her potential in sealed, unless you pull a really good Ghost Rider to pilot her with as well.
There's a lot of mystical though in sealed,
but right? She needs a rider. So much of her value comes from that KO recursion. Is every time she gets KO'd, if you have, as long as at least one other rider on the map, and then her pilot that she just popped out would be a rider, she can come back on click 1.
Oh, because there's a synergy with her pilot traits.
Right. So I mean, every Ghost Rider is mystical. So if you pull a single base Ghost Rider for her to pilot, that's a character with Rider in its name. So she'll get KO'd. Rider comes out in last click. Rider gets KO'd. She comes back on click 1.
wait, but hold on a second. So The only thing I question about that is this trait, helping Danny from hell.
Mm-hmm.
Would that trait be in effect while Ghost Rider is in the KO zone? Because
She never goes to the KO zone.
because
Instead of removing a game, she goes onto her card and then sets up a trigger. So the next time a rider is KO'd, after resolution, she comes off her card, back on the map on click 1.
okay, so she
Yeah,
actually never goes to the KO zone.
right.
So
She does get scored.
yes.
So I mean, your opponent keeps if your opponent keeps dropping her, they're going to keep scoring 75 points over and over again. You got to be careful about winning on a 400-point mercy rule type thing, but you will, on the right team, you will go to time. You will be aggressive. You will just keep throwing Ghost Riders at them until they either hit the 400 points or they lose.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also I was looking at that the other day. I was looking at the rider trait that she has. I mean, that works for like even characters that like Death Rider and like other
Yeah.
characters.
Death
So
Rider, Phantom
it does,
Rider, Spirit Rider. Yeah.
yeah, any character with Rider in the name. Okay.
But Ghost Rider is going to be the single base ones that can pilot her.
Yes, because it has to be a single base character.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do we think about her in terms of like competitive?
I think she's a 2.
I think 2. I want her to be a 3-shot, but I think 2.
I mean, I like her more than I like her a lot. I like her more than Ghost Panther, Lilith,
Mm-hmm.
Brother Voodoo.
I like her more than those three. Yes, I like her. I like her
Yeah.
more than Lilith. Yeah, so
She
Lilith we
needs
gave a 2. Yeah, so
yeah. She
Oh,
does need
who's
a
gonna?
little bit of support to
Yeah.
function, but I do like those like hyper aggressive teams that just do not stop coming at you.
Who's gonna talk about Soldier Supreme?
Oh, I mean, I was gonna wait on that for a little that but yeah,
Okay.
we can get into that now. He is a viable pilot here.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool mystical options. There is some really there's well, a lot of Fantastic Four rotated in modern, but some funky one funky one I found is Jocasta.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of good options for powers to pick, but when she comes out on her last click, she does have, I think, 2 rollouts, super senses and shape change. And then when she is KO'd, she just deals 3 damage to all characters in like 3 squares or something. Which could be like a cool little like gene bomb type of effect thing.
Love that.
all right. So we got Rawhide Kid is next, set number 45. So I gave a 2 to Ghost Rider, the Alejandro Jones Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I gave her a 2.
Nice.
Rawhide Kid, 50 points. He's got super senses. When Rawhide Kid uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, deal the attacker damage equal to Rawhide Kid's printed damage value. So that's a lot. So you don't want to hit. You don't want them to hit super. You don't want Rawhide Kid to hit super senses when you're attacking it.
Yeah.
And damage power, when Rawhide Kid hits, you may choose an unhit opposing character adjacent to a hit character. If you do, after resolutions, deal that character 1 damage. You can choose an unhit opposing character adjacent to a hit character. Okay. And he's got PD and team player team abilities. Running shot, precision strike. He can shoot out of adjacency. 17 defense with willpower. He gets flurry and toughness later on with that damage power his whole dial. So I like him. I think he's a 2 as well. I think he's pretty good.
I'm
I don't know.
I
You're like more of a 1 on him, or
Yeah, I do like him. He's fun. He's unique. He is one outwit away from being basically worthless.
oh yeah, if you just get rid of that super senses, yeah, he's
Right. I mean, it, if you build your team around, like we're going to put Galactus on Rawhead Kid to give him the power cosmic, so he can't get outwitted. We got to make sure there's a forgo theme team, so we can run a Spider-Man. Unless we run like this really weird Spider-Man that's got the animal keyword, like the Spider Knight later on, just so he can wild card the Spider TA to get 50/50 senses. Your opponent could just ignore the 11 attack, 3 damage precision strike because it's not really that great of an attacker on his own, and you've already committed to Galactus, so you can't have equipment to make him better.
yeah. I forgot about outwit. I think you're right.
I don't like saying like, oh yeah, he can outwit him and he's not good, because you can outwit a lot of things and it gets worse, but so much of his value is in that super senses, and you take that away and he's just a mediocre second, backup attacker. He's
Matt.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I guess because the keywords are also a little more limited for him. Theme team is kind of the way right now. But I mean, he is a mini Iron Hammer.
mm-hmm.
So it is, powerful. Again, that's damage coming at you that's, not from an attack. So it is a deterrent, but like you are right that it outwit gets past it. Um so probably a 1, but like I mean it's a pretty fine sealed pull too, and he's pretty cool, decent value, but just not exciting, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
he's not
sure.
like super exciting.
He's fair. He's very fair.
Okay, all right. Let's give him a 1. Rawhide Kid is a single espresso.
We had this is
Loki.
Loki.
Oh, hello.
For viewers, we had my other cat Hades while we were setting up, coming to check it out. Now I have probably Loki came to visit.
The variant that didn't make it to the show.
Yeah. Now he's trying to eat my headphone cord. You gremlin.
Okay, we're up to Headless Horseman, so this is where you guys wanted to talk about Spider Supreme, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look at Headless Horseman. He's set number 46, animal, assassin, monster, mystical, past, soldier, and vehicle keywords. When revealing your force, you may choose a single base character on your sideline that has the assassin or soldier keyword and turn it to any click. Headless Horseman can use the standard attack and damage powers displayed on that character's dial when Headless Horseman is KO'd before removing him from the map. So this is we've seen this pilot trait.
Mm-hmm.
He has assassin and soldier that it works for. So you can pick an assassin keyword character or a soldier keyword character, and that would be his pilot. He has a defense power. He's got 8 clicks long for 60 points with a defense power that says Headless Horseman can't be healed. Headless Horseman takes a maximum of 1 damage from attacks if the attacker can use Blade's Claw's Fangs, Exploit Weakness, Precision Strike, or has a positively modified damage value. And then his damage power that he has, his first 4 clicks, is Leadership and Probability Control. He has Mystics. He's also a flyer, so he's a taxi.
Right, flyer, phasing.
Yeah,
60 points is a little more than what you want for the most taxis, but most taxis don't have 4 damage.
Yes, he does have 4 damage, so you can use. Spider Supreme is a soldier,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what people have been talking about with him is that you KO him, Spider Supreme comes in. And then when Spider Supreme gets KO'd, you can pop out and
Arachnite, Moon
like
Knight, Spider-Man, Captain
everybody.
America, Doctor Strange.
You can pop out the
So,
Moon
I'll
Knight
just be-
that Brian was talking about
yeah.
for the other Moon Knight.
Yes. You can pop out Arachnite and Moon Knight.
And then I think when they pop out, they heal 2 clicks, right, or something like that. Or
Yes. So they'll come in 3 clicks from KO, which
which puts Arachnite past his stop click. So I think that's insane.
it does take Moon Knight off the click you want him on to be popping up, but it's fine. No, so when he first came out, and this kind of I brought up, I don't like the outwit, and he's not worth argument in most cases. A lot of people were pointing at him like, "Oh, the defense power is so good, but you just outwit it, and then you just hit him a couple times, and he's gone." Like, yes, but if your opponent almost doesn't want to KO him, because odds are whatever's coming out of him is worse than he is. But he's just going to sit there, handing out leaderships, handing out probs, pulse waves. He ain't a bad secondary attacker. He's got mystics to punish your opponent for hitting him. And yeah, pop out that Soldier Supreme. Pop out a higher string assassin. Assassin's a good keyword right now. He doesn't have the target trait, but he will profit off of any targets your other assassins lay down.
Yeah, I mean you also have to pump at least 2 attacks into him to even
just
if you outwit him.
Yeah, just given the depth of that dial.
Yeah, I mean if you're hitting him with something big, then
it's two attacks and an outwit.
Yeah,
because anyone that's hitting for 2 attacks worth probably has a positively modified damage value. So, no terrain attacks, no close combat expert, no range combat expert, no empower, no enhancement.
Yeah, so I would put him at a 2.
I think 2 is
double
deep dial with mystics, and he has his own prob. So sure, outwit it, but it's still not like easy.
Yeah,
I also really like an equipment on him. I mean, I feel like hyperspeed, 75 points. There's a lot of ways to get
and we haven't even touched on that. Yeah, give him the health cycle, give him hypersonic, let him zip in 8.
Yeah, that's nice.
Trade that horse in for a motorcycle. Let's go.
All right, then we have Blade, super rare Blade, 90 or 60 points. He's got the pilot, blade, and monster keywords. So it does work with the other blade in the set, I think, right? Or is the other blade a double base?
Other blade is single base. This is the only double base blade.
Okay, so and also monster works with him, so that's a really good keyword for pilot.
We'll probably touch on it when we get to Capwolf, but monster has some really good options.
Then attack. He's going to attack power. Blade's Claws Fangs. When Blade makes a close attack after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character adjacent to a hit character. And then he's got the defense power that he gets later on in his dial. Combat reflexes and super senses, but increase the result by +1 for each of the following that the attacker has or can use. Monster keyword, mystical keyword, and steel energy. So potential of +3 on the super sense roll towards the second half of his dial. So he's getting hit onto that. He's getting a pretty good super senses there. Impervious up top, exploit weakness with that blades, charge exploit. He has prob if you're playing with 60. He has prob up top. So I think I like him better. Well, actually, I don't know. I like him at both point lines. I don't think I would give him. I think I don't know if he's measures up as much as like some of the other super rares. Matt, what do you think about Blade?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I feel like he's like a must get super rare because he's so badass. Like he's so cool. Um I've showed some of my coworkers that don't even play Clix. I was like, look how sick this is. But yeah, I probably in between a one or two. I mean, Brian's right. There is a lot of sweet pilots for him, but coming off with he doesn't have like a ton of reach,
Yeah.
and you know he is really cool, and I think he will be fine in sealed. Like
Mhm.
definitely a pretty solid sealed pool, but probably more casual than competitive.
Yeah, for at 90 points, even though his kit is fun, it's got some potent effects. The 7 clicks for almost a third of your builds, I'm not really vibing with that too hard. Um, he's not bad, but there's better options in that point range for what he does.
Yeah,
I think a one shot is fine for him.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, yeah, he's basically. I mean, Charge Blades is a good combo, especially
Mhm.
with the exploit. It's cool that he has prob, but
There's some argument made for like giving him a character that can access Quake or Super Strength. There's a fun little interaction with that titanium blade effect where it's after resolution, so you could theoretically knock an opponent's character into a bunch of others and then ding them all for
mm-hmm.
the.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
But I mean, we're getting into some niche stuff. Or Quake, even if Quake can choose not to knock them back, because then it checks for everyone that's adjacent to a hit character. So if they're all clustered up, he can then just hit them all for one punch. But yeah, there are better options in that point in that point
Could,
range.
could you do that with the Starlight sword? Like it's a
Oh,
placement,
a
I think,
place.
but
It is after resolute, yeah, because both
uh,
your effects you could stack them how you like, and
that's funny.
you hit someone and then just go drop that off into.
I love it.
All right, so Yeah, I'm gonna put Blade at a single espresso. I think I saw a picture of one of the blade. This blade, he was like leaning so far down, he was like
Mhm.
almost touching the table.
That's that's about right. Yeah.
But that's pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Next is Ghost Rider set number 48. This is Johnny Blaze. Um, Mystics team ability, team player TA. He's 70 points. He moves through elevated and characters. He has the pilot trait for Ghost Rider and Midnight Suns. He has hypersonic speed, poison, invincible, and leadership. King of the Underworld is his trait. Ghost Rider and adjacent friendly characters can use their powers regardless of opposing effects. Protected Pulse Wave. So if you were planning on taking away powers with like Chase Scarlet Witch or something like that, now
Yeah. Outwits, pulse waves,
yeah, they just
leech.
they just out leech anything like that. It just
Mm.
counters all that stuff. It's just like, nope, you can't do that now. All of my figures can use their powers, right?
The thing to remember, because I've seen this asked a lot, you're looking for effects that specifically say can't use power or can't use power. There are things where the power just doesn't matter, but it doesn't take the
Mm.
use of the power away. Like penetrating psychic blast character targets character with invulnerability adjacent to Ghost Rider. Yeah, Psy Blast is still going to cut through the reducer. Nothing about that says they can't use the reducer. It's just the reducer doesn't matter if the damage is penetrating.
Yeah. So yeah, because penetrating damage specifically means that the damage can't be reduced.
Right. It's not that it
the
takes the
invulnerability
power
is still
away.
being
It's
used.
just
Yeah.
right.
And like precision on super senses, the precision's still working
Yeah.
to reduce.
Or
Right.
even
Right.
a precision on invincible, like that still works too. Like
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's still
sure.
going to take the one damage. Right. Because nothing there is saying they can't use the power. It's just making the power less useful.
yeah. Okay. And then another trait that Ghost Rider has is regeneration and willpower. When Ghost Rider makes an attack before rolling, you may choose that his roll can't be re-rolled or have its dice replaced. If you do, Ghost Rider deals penetrating damage, and after resolutions, deal him 1 unavoidable damage if he missed all targets. That's an awesome trait too. I mean, if you need like to really make an attack and you don't want anybody to prob it, you can just choose that it can't be re-rolled. Or if you just want to try to get that penetrating damage, you can do that as well.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like
he can.
a situational thing that you can use if you need to.
He shrugs off your opponent's outwits, doesn't care about their probs. It's perplex or nothing.
Yeah, so I think this Ghost Rider is a 3. I think
Oh,
he's really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
To me,
Go.
no, you're good. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, just the sheer uniqueness of that King of the Underworld trait alone is going to make a lot of people consider where they can fit him in on his team.
I mean, Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, he's all I've been building with. This is like a nitro espresso with 3 shots.
Yeah.
Or I mean a nitro cold brew with 3 shots. Yeah, I just think he's freaking awesome. This is like reverse Scarlet Witch. He's also not unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just he has such good keywords too. Like there's so many as I mentioned earlier with defenders. I mean, there's like Prime Hulk, Carnage Silver Surfer, the Legacy Iceman that doesn't see enough play in my opinion. He's a defenders. There's like a lot of cool defenders out right now. Obviously Mystical Ruler would be the other 2 big ones. But he's got a lot of good pilot options for like Precision Battle Fury from the OP Blade, which is like a super awesome option. There's just so many good combos you can get. The improved movement characters is like something I always love to see. I just like I can't stop building with him because I probably am likely to run him until he retires. I just think he's that awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you made me want to have a nitro cold brew with 3 shots of espresso. That's immediately what I'm having tomorrow morning. Yeah, let me put him in triple shot. And
I didn't get to talk about him on because I wasn't in the CUR review, but Blackheart is on this team as well. That I'm,
yeah. Totally
I'm going
understandable.
all the way alpha with them.
Nice.
Okay, so let's take a look at the next figure, which is Phantom Rider. This is our last super rare.
Yep.
Phantom Rider has Mystics and Team Player. Shape Change, Stealth. When Phantom Rider uses Shape Change and succeeds, he can't be targeted this turn. So that's pretty crazy. Another trait, once per turn for all characters with this trait. When Phantom Rider moves after resolutions, you may choose another friendly character with Rider in its name and move them up to 4 squares. Once per turn, when Phantom Rider moves. So you could just move.
Oh, it's like Kazar.
Yeah, it's kind of like Kazar. Yeah, Kazar. So, that's a trait. So you could play him at 50 points, and it would be very similar to Kazar. And then another trait: when Phantom Rider is KO'd, choose a friendly character This game, the chosen character has range combat expert, shape change, and a minimum range value of 4 protected pulse wave. That's interesting. That's really good. Handing out RCE and range 4 and shape change.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd maybe give Phantom Rider a 2 espresso. I don't know if he's totally meta, but I mean, like, he's interesting enough. Like, I mean, he does the Kazar ability, right? So, like, maybe a 1 only because it only works for riders. I don't know.
I mean, there are some good riders in the set. We just went over one of them not 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, I think anyone that is running him at 50 points. And they're probably paying the 15 points to put the motorcycle on him so that they have sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
But every turn that's free 4 squares of movement for one of your riders, he just sidesteps in place on your back row and makes them zip up 4 squares. I like him a lot. I think he's just a pretty expensive investment, but I think there's a chance he does see some play.
If it was more than once per turn, then that would be really cool. Because then if you could give him sidestep, then he could...
It would be horribly broken if it was. All right, so I'm going to free sidestep my Phantom Rider to make my other Phantom Rider move 4 squares. That one moved, so I'm going to move the first Phantom Rider up 4 squares. That one moves, so I'm going to move the other Phantom Rider up 4 squares. Yeah. So with having taken one sidestep to move both my Phantom Riders all the way across the map.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
well, he would be way better if he had an infinite loop of.
Yes. Fun fact. He was an infinite loop in his original design. PT sniffed that one out real quick.
All right, that's so funny. I think we're giving him a 1 shot, right? 1 espresso?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. He's got neat tricks. He's definitely not herbal tea, but I'm not sure he's really going to see a lot of play.
He probably is pretty good in sealed at 75 because he could running shot and then move one of your riders.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and odds are pretty good. You pulled another rider and sealed. The 12-4 running shot, solid. If they hit him at all, he's going to wind up on outwit, which is devastating and sealed.
Yeah, true.
If they drop him, he's just handing RC off to your next best attacker to keep the fight going.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty decent and sealed.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put him at a single espresso. So I'm just looking at the. I'm just going to show everybody. I'll leave it on the tier maker for a little while so we can look at everything that we've picked so far. I think that Ghost Rider was probably our best super rare.
Mm-hmm.
Also Lilith Prime,
Cathan. Yeah.
I also like. You guys changed my mind about that man thing. I really like that man thing. I think he could be
yes. Man thing supremacy.
I think he definitely could be a 3, and I think Headless Horseman doesn't get enough love. I think he could definitely be. I like that figure. I like Headless Horseman. So those are
Jared, my brother, likes him a lot too.
I love how quickly the community's come around on Headless Horseman. he got previewed and people were just poo-pooing him left, right, and center. And like 3 days later, it's like, wait a minute. Motorcycles. Pilots.
So let's jump into the chases. And our first chase is Ghost Surfer. So I like this Ghost Surfer. I mean, so let's just read what he does. He is Cosmic Energy and Mystic's team ability. Avengers. I didn't even realize he had Avengers. Cosmic. Well, I guess it makes sense. Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Robbie
This is
Reyes
the
is.
Robbie Reyes. This is the Robbie Reyes one. So
Yeah, he's an Avenger.
Avengers, Cosmic, Monster, Mystical, and Vehicle keywords. Um, is this the first set with vehicle keyword?
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Vehicle goes back to the original Batman set, and that was what 2012. Don't quote me on
Hmm.
that. I don't remember. It's going to bother me now.
But were the vehicle keywords only on vehicles, or like vehicles,
For,
like the actual vehicle?
I
for
feel like
them,
Overdrive had it.
you're making
Maybe
me
not.
look the stuff up.
Yeah.
Overdrive probably does have it.
But okay, so Ghost Surfer, burn the sky when Ghost Surfer moves
Sinister Syndicate only.
after resolutions generate up to 4 fire smoke terrain markers. We have seen these before in other figures. In any square he moved through, then make a close attack targeting an opposing character he hasn't attacked yet this turn, occupying any fire terrain marker regardless of adjacency. At the beginning of your next turn, deal 1 damage to each character occupying those markers, then remove those markers.
Yeah, 2012. I was right. Ha!
So he and then he has another trait. I see your sins, Norin Rad. When an opposing character within range uses willpower and succeeds after resolutions, deal them 1 penetrating damage. There are a lot of figures that punish willpower in this set. And then he's got an attack power, cosmic hellfire, energy explosion, penetrating psychic blast, damage dealt to opposing characters occupying any fire terrain markers is penetrating. So, and that's from anybody. So, anybody wants to attack someone in a fire terrain marker, that damage is penetrating. So, yeah, I like him. He moves through characters and he moves through blocking. So, like at 200 points, he can hypersonic and move through a character, and then I guess with hypersonic you get 2 moves, right? Because you can move, then attack, and then move. So then after resolutions, so he'll make the attack from the hypersonic. He'll have moved twice, and then after resolutions he'll generate 8 fire terrain markers, and then he gets to make 2 more attacks, right? With
Yep, 1 for each move.
1 for each move. So he can make 3 attacks.
Well, unless you put a hyper board on him at low points, then he'll make another attack because he gets another marker from the sidestep move.
Yeah. So
And on that note, he isn't limited to just attacking in the fire terrain he makes.
True.
He's not unique. You can run a handful of them just chilling in the back on the 40 points, have the one big one run out with the hypersonic, and the rest of them just do a little shimmy afterwards to all get a free 10-3 damage attack on the...
Okay.
It's pretty sweet.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, so if let's say you're running 2 of them,
the one runs out. Let's say you're running a 1 at 100. 100 has hypersonic, right? Pretty sure. No, running shot.
Running shot.
So you have the one at 200, and then you have another one at 40 points.
Yeah.
201 hypersonics out, crosses someone, then after resolutions gets his 3 attacks. 2 for each of the movements, and then 1 for the actual attack of hypersonic. Following that hypersonic's done, the 40-point one back in the starting area does a sidestep, and then just gets his free attack through one of the fire markers the first one dropped.
Does he need to be anywhere nearby, or is it just like map wide?
Regardless of adjacency.
Yeah.
It's just like as long as they're in a fire terrain
If
marker,
you are
then
standing in fire, yeah.
as long as he moves at
Right.
all. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And is it anytime he moves, or is it once per turn when he moves?
Whenever he moves.
So he can sidestep and then move again, and he can do 2
Yes.
attacks.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes.
That's really good. Yeah, that's really good.
It's only 10 attack.
Yeah, it's only 10 attacks.
But it is 3 damage. It's like that's penetrating because you're in fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You think that you could run 7 of them at 40 points, potentially all sidestepping around? That's not a good team, but it is a team.
It is a team.
And probably you run maybe 4 of them at the high end, and then a pit crew of perplexes and probs to make sure things hit.
Well, okay, so keep in mind, though, at 40 points, he doesn't have that attack power on his top click, though. So,
well, can I add something? If you Chthon him after the resolution of Hyper, he will be on that attack power.
Oh, this is true. Yeah, you only need you Chthon one of them, because then you just need to have him do the move first, get dinged, and then as long as one of them has that power showing.
Sorry, I meant to add that I was equipping him with the hyper, the health cycle.
Yeah, you don't even necessarily need it, really.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, 9 speed, TK him out. Have him just go for a walk.
Yeah.
You know, keep the Chthon one in the back.
Yeah, true.
And I mean, that one can just do a regular move after the fire is dropped, and then boom, everything's penetrating, and then that one will never take a costed action for the rest of the game. It's you'll have the other ones to do the actual costed action moves. That one can just sidestep for free and never turn her Chthon again.
Yeah. Interesting.
And he's a flyer that has improved movement, blocking characters. The map is clear.
Yeah. No, he is right up there with that Nitro Cold Brew triple shot.
Yeah, I really like it too.
Mm-hmm. They are fragile. He's a bit of a glass cannon at the lower lines, given his point values, but it's just so many free attacks you're just gonna be throwing at your opponent. You don't even need them all to hit. Some of them are gonna get through, and they're gonna hurt.
All right, so I'll put him at a triple.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we have Spider Knight.
Spider Knight.
Spider Knight. I feel like this is going to be the opposite.
Unfortunately, yeah.
He's really good against like Galactus. In casual games. Okay, so this is what he has. He has a speed power, joust. He's got the Spidey TA. Real name Peter Parker. Joust, charge. When Spider Knight uses it and attacks, he may instead target an opposing character adjacent to any squares he moved through, regardless of adjacency. When Spider Knight hits a multi-base character, that character gains immobile and range 0 until your next turn. He can maybe target any opposing character adjacent to any squares he moved through. Okay, because he moves through adjacency. I'm not sure how moves through adjacency works. Is that similar to like the way flying works? Right?
It's the same improvement that flying has. He can move through opposing characters and squares adjacent to opposing characters without stopping.
That's what hyper gives you?
Yes. Same.
Okay.
Right.
And then he has a a defense power, invulnerability, and super senses. So he's got the super duper senses from the Spidey TA. And then he's got damage power, probability control, once per turn when an adjacent friendly character would be targeted with an attack. If Spider Knight is not also a target of that attack, you may choose to have him become a target of that attack instead. So, kind of like
Prime Marvel,
yeah,
Captain Marvel, kind of.
Very, very similar. Not as good, but he does not become unlike a hit target of the attack though, so he can senses out of it.
Oh, cool.
With 50-50 senses. Oh, I have a cat behind me again. If you can get him Wonder Woman team ability somehow, excuse me, which I think right now only way to do that is the starter Wonder Woman. Yeah, 75 points. She gives adjacent friendly characters the Wonder Woman TA.
Oh yeah, in modern, right? Yeah, because
right in modern, yeah. Yeah, just once per turn, you just bop him. He doesn't become adjacent. He has to already be adjacent, but he can just pull an attack over to him and then just get a why can I not brain 3 through 6 senses out of it?
Yeah.
Still, it's a lot of points for a gimmick that doesn't actually win you the game. It just is annoying.
Yeah, and this one's also another one where super senses is like he's very heavily dependent on super senses. So if outwit it, then I mean, he does have invulnerability super senses on the first half. So if you outwit the special power, then he's getting super senses after you hit him. So it's a little bit harder to just like one shot him, but.
You just outwit the senses. Don't worry about the invul that much. The senses are what's doing the work for him, and yeah.
So
he's cute, but yeah.
10 out of 10 flavor.
Oh yeah.
and also his attack value is very low. He's only got a 10 attack.
That's true.
He is a defense piece. He is not meant to be an attacker, even though he can deal decent damage. But yeah, he's not going to be seeing play, and I don't think that we really winning games. Good flavor, fun for casual, but if you're playing for prizes, leave him in the tackle box.
All right, so I think we'll give him 1. I mean,
I could be I could be talked up to a 1 from Herbal Tea.
Okay, I mean he's a chase. I don't know, like yeah. All right, so we'll put him at a 1. But if you're pulling him as your chase, then you're probably not very happy.
Yeah, it's I don't think there are bad figures, but there are definitely better figures than him in this set.
All right, so then we have after Spider Knight. We have
Sleipnir. Loki's beautiful, bouncing, 8-legged boy.
So this is the one that I was thinking of. What's the 200-point figure that we reviewed? The super rare. That has Dade.
Zadkiel. Yes.
So I was thinking of Zadkiel as a potential pilot for him. So he has Odin or Asgardian or deity for his pilot trait. He also has a speed power Valhalla I am coming charge. When Sleipnir uses it after resolutions, you may generate the character chosen for his pilot trait from your sideline on its last non-KO click, and that character may make a close attack. If you do and hit after resolutions, return that character to your sideline on any click. Otherwise, remove that character from the game without scoring it. So that's cool. You could just pop out your pilot, as long as you as long as you use charge, I guess you don't even need to hit with Sleipnir. As long as you just have to hopefully hit with your pilot.
It, it
Otherwise, you
it
lose
is
your
a
pilot.
gamble,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And then, but I mean, if you're pumping out Zadkiel, then whatever character you're attacking with doesn't get to use stop clicks,
Mhm.
which is really cool.
Mm.
I've seen people also talk about using. There's a Wonder Woman that has like combat reflexes, like basically hitting for 12 for 5 or something like that. This Wonder Woman from.
small potatoes. No. If you're running one of Loki's kids, you gotta have it piloted by the other one of Loki's kids, and slap Hela on there as the pilot.
Hella. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Legacy Hela, last click, 12 attack, 3 asterisk damage, and touch of death. Exploit weakness. When Hela makes a close attack with a single target, her minimum damage value is the target's click number, and the hit target can't use stop.
Whoa.
Yes, I like that. Yeah.
I mean, if your opponent's running stuff up, full dial, they're up on click 1. I mean, it's only going to be hitting for 3. If they're, say, running what kind of, not brain, the surfer, ghost surfer. What click number are the low dials in that again?
Oh wow. Okay,
It
so
starts on click 4. So the 100 is on click 4. The 40 point is on click 8. So she's hitting for either 4 or 8 penetrating and no stops on the ghost surfers. If they're running Black Lanterns or something that starts deeper down the dial, she's hitting for quite a bit. They're running Colossals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up cracked knuckles and just okay. Galactus takes 12.
it was Legacy. Was Hela was the actual rider for Sleipnir?
No, the Odin is
Odin is. Oh yeah, that
yeah
makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, it says pilot
Sleipnir is
Odin.
Odin's horse,
Yeah,
but mythology both Hela and Sleipnir are Loki's children, so it's
it works. Yeah.
yeah.
And then there's another cool damage power that Sleipnir has, which is when Sleipnir or the character chosen for his pilot trait attacks, attack rolls of 8 are critical hits.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's really cool. Sleipnir comes in and I mean, he's basically got pretty much the same stats, 125 points or 60 points. He moves through characters, which is really cool.
Yep.
I mean, still for him, I think he's probably a 2 for me. I don't know if I would put him at 3. I mean, I would run him at 60 points in competitive, and he doesn't have like the biggest reach. He's just like an 8-speed charge piece for me. But I mean, like the potential to deal damage, he definitely has a high potential to deal a lot of damage. The fact that he's got Cosmic TA is good because it helps him keep him protected because he's got the invuln there. But still, I mean, he's susceptible to like penetrating damage and things like that. I don't know. He seems like he could go down fast. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's very much sort of an alpha strict figure. If you're running him, you're probably running him with Blackheart to just get him up and get him into the fight quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, they are both deity. You have a theme team growing there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to be running him full dial. Keep him at 60. Get him up with Blackheart so you can just charge in and just drop off a really nasty pilot for a really big hit. And then when he goes down, deity is a lot of high point characters that have really good back dials. Whatever his rider is, bring him out and just let him go for as long as they can.
So do you think he's a 3 or 3?
I'm at a 1, but I can be talked up to a 2.
I'm at a 3, but I can be talked down to a 2. So it's
Okay. All right, we're gonna meet in the
Double
middle.
shot.
I'm gonna say double espresso.
He's a good boy, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. right. So then after Sleipnir, we have Namor.
The timmiest figure in the set.
This has got to be one of the coolest sculpts ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, this is really cool. Like all the sculpts are just amazing in this set. They all.
oh my gosh.
yeah. I don't
was-
usually see sculpts until late in the process. But I mean, like the moment sculpting was done with this, it was just getting blasted everywhere and turning like, guys, look what we did.
That's so sick.
So okay, let's look at Namor. So Namor is trait Chomp, Flurry. Flurry has free, but only to target characters occupying water terrain. So that's a potential 4 attacks if he's able to charge Flurry and then do another Flurry. So that's really good. Flurry's great power, and then he has on 145 points. He has a speed power, hypersonic speed. When Namor moves after resolution, he may generate a water terrain marker in a square he moved through. So he can generate 2 because he's using hypersonic. So he gets 2 moves with hypersonic. So he's able to generate 2 water terrain markers. He also moves through characters, so he can like move through the character that he's hypersonicking, and then put the water terrain under the character, so that the character is occupying the water terrain. And then after he does his hypersonic, he can do a free flurry, so he would be able to do potential of 3 attacks there.
I mean, hey, if you have him sitting in place, he could. Yes. Flurry and then free flurry.
Yes, if he's sitting in place, then he can do 4 attacks. Yeah.
Or sidestep. He has sidestep at the back end.
yes. Giving him sidestep with the health cycle too. So like, it's always that too. Let's see. Stop impervious. So yeah, he's got 2 stop clicks. At 80 points, he only has 1 stop click, but at 80 points, he loses that speed power. So he big drop in the speed on click 4. He's got speed of 8 all the way through, except for on click 4, he's got speed 6.
Yeah,
thought that was interesting. Probably like from a design standpoint, that's good though, because I think he would be a lot stronger. Well, I don't know. I mean, at 80 points. He's I think I would only play him at 80 points. I don't know, but like he's really good. I mean, he's good. I don't know if I think he's more casual of a figure.
Yeah. Yeah, I called him like the timmiest figure in the set, and it sticks. He just has such big, flashy damage potential. Anyone that can looks at him is immediately struck by like, I get to do how many attacks? But in play, I just don't think it quite all meshes together. If you're a new player and you pull him, you are probably thrilled. This is like the new player's like best, probably biggest want. He's just a point click devastating figure, but competitive players I think are going to be seeking better value elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're just playing him at 80 points, so then he can't generate his own water terrain. So then you need to bring a water map, and then even then you have to hope that your opponent stays in water and doesn't like move to the other side of the map where the water is not there.
We do have an all water map in Modern right now.
Oh, okay. I mean, Matt, what are your thoughts? Where would you put Namor? Would you put him at a 1, a 2, a 3 espresso?
Oh man, I want him to be good. He's probably closer to a 1, but he is pretty close. I mean, I do really like. I feel like the top dial is kind of close, but like almost wish like he could generate like 2 waters for like 1 in the opponent for him to flurry, and then 1 for him to like reduce the penetrating. But I mean, I know balance wise, it's like
Well,
forcing you to pick.
Hypersonic is 2 moves, so after the resolution of that,
Okay.
he
Yeah, but then, but like I think Matt has a point because if let's say he's generating 1 water for himself and 1 water for the other character, then he could really only flurry on 1 character. Like you wouldn't be able to, like run up to 2 characters and sync 2 attacks in 2 separate characters. Which I mean gives you less flexibility, but I mean still. I mean, the fact that you can generate 2 water terrains is.
I forgot about that. No, so that does make me like it more. Yeah, because you can still, because he has the improved movement characters too, so you don't have to risk the breakaway. You automatically get one if you want it. So that's good.
The rules worth noting is that a 0 square move is still a move, and you move through the square you're in. So even if he burns his entire 8 speed moving up through someone that into an adjacent square next to them to stop movement, after the hypersonic, he can do a 0 square. After the hypersonic attack, he can do a 0 square move just to drop a water marker in his square.
Oh, cool.
That is valuable. I mean, if you were to equip him with some leap climb, I don't remember which bike that is, but and get in the +2 speed.
Hell cycle.
Hell cycle, yeah. So like, get him
that. It's the leap climb in Mystics is the.
So there you go.
Yeah, deep dial, multiple stops. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I mean, I still think it's a 1. I don't know. Maybe 2. Maybe a 2.
You need a heck of a good pit crew to make effectively a character that's half your build work. But there is just so much damage potential there. Mm-hmm. And you need to put it on a theme team just so that you can try to aim for that all water map.
That's true.
But Animal, Avengers, Defenders, Ruler, he has keywords.
Yeah.
You want the HeroClix for Huntington's black shirt, Scott, to get that +4 for macro.
Yes. He themes with Prime Spidey. This is like a very good all-in alpha. We're flurrying on everyone type team.
Oh, that's true.
It could work.
Yeah. And I mean, even with the black shirt, Scott Porter, you're healing him off his stops, too.
Yeah.
I just noticed in Silver Age, he's got the Illuminati keyword, so he can swap on Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That's cool.
In a vacuum, though, I feel like he's just a 1, I think.
I think yes, but there is potential there. I think there is a team that can exploit him to some pretty devastating effect. But yeah, he's a very niche use case type thing.
There is a lot of damage potential and also the cool factor. So maybe he's a 2. Yeah.
He's not as point and click as the dial would lead you to believe. He really needs a good, well-tuned team around him to function.
Yeah.
But oof, there's a lot of hurt he can bring if you put the work in for it.
Okay. All right, so I'll put him at a 2. Double espresso.
This is like double espresso. The set we're putting a lot of things there.
A lot of double espressos. Also, if you've been wondering why we haven't done any triple espresso pulps in today's episode.
If you bring these figures to pulp, you're gonna have a bad time.
Even though I did announce that tier in the beginning of this video, we are only doing super rares and chases in this video, so they are all illegal for pulp. So let's see. After Namor, we have Wolverine.
I mean, immediate triple shot based on the sculpt reference.
Yes.
So where is that from? That's from
It's
It's from like a anime style pose, right?
it's the Akira slide, which has been like one of the most memed on shot compositions in like
Iconic.
yeah, we'll go with that, sure.
Yeah.
It is the Wilhelm scream of motorcycle poses.
Nice. So Wolverine, he's got pilot for Wolverine, Alpha Flight, and X-Men. So any character named Wolverine or that has the Alpha Flight or X-Men keywords. Now that's really good because X-Men right now is a very popular, competitive, modern keyword, especially with APOC and Genesis. So, that could. Now, does that count for characters that, when revealing your force? No, because that would be on your sideline. So it doesn't count for like keyword cheating and stuff like that. Like characters that gain, because that wouldn't count because they would have to be sideline characters.
Yes.
Okay. And he's either 95 or 60 points. He has his speed power is hypersonic speed when Wolverine uses it and hits. After resolutions until your next turn, hit targets, modify speed -3, and can't use speed powers. So that's very good.
It's obnoxious, is what it is.
It's very obnoxious. You basically just like, it's almost like giving a character immobile. It's like they -3 speed. It's like,
there's no movement attacks.
Yeah.
You're not sidestepping. You're not hypersonicking. No charge. No running shot. You're gonna take your printed 8 and go 5 squares and sit somewhere. It's
and
always quiet down.
He's got a trait that says when Wolverine moves after resolutions, he may choose up to 2 non-debris terrain markers adjacent to any squares he moved through and place them adjacent to himself. That's really good too because first of all he also gets 2 moves from hypersonic speed, so he can do that twice, and he can, like, let's say somebody's standing on an elevated, he can just like swipe it from under them and like drop them, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's kind of cool. Cool little interaction there. He's got blades, he's got impervious, he's got exploit. So hypersonic blades, exploit is a great combo. Later on he gets battle fury and exploit, so he gets around shape change. I like him.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's a 2 or a 3, but I like him. He would definitely be good.
Barrier has fallen out a little bit in recent days, but he is such a can opener for Barrier. You could hypersonic up to clear the end of the first movement, fail to attack for no adjacency, and then move again and just yoink 4 squares of Barrier away from just peel him right away with him as he runs away. It's a little silly. You touched on the elevation. He can scoop up fire terrain markers and deposit them under opposing characters.
That's wild.
So he gets around Barrier. He just gets around Barrier. Like he can, like if you're hiding behind Barrier, he can move into the square that the barrier was in, right, and pick it up, and then
no,
because
it's after resolutions he places. So with hypersonic, it's the move attack move, and then for each of those 2 moves, he can pick 2 markers that were adjacent to any squares he moved through, and put them adjacent to himself.
Okay.
So you have to complete the entire hypersonic before any terrain markers move. But
so also, he wouldn't theme with them, but like if he was facing some Black Lanterns, he could shuffle around their grave terrains.
Yeah.
We're
just scooping them all up over here, and we're just going to stack them in a neat little pile just for. Because he doesn't have to put them in distinct squares. It's if he scoops up 4 graves, he could just do grave, 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 all in the same square. Just so you'll have the one
Yeah.
20 story tall pile of grave markers.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's also got a long dial for 60 points.
Really long. Really
Yeah.
good attack value.
Yeah, good defense values too. 19 defense on his last click.
Yeah.
With regen.
Is he the only one that with pilot that has 3 options, like more than 2? I feel like
think so, but maybe.
Oh no, we just did Sleipnir has 3.
Oh yeah.
So but yeah, I mean that's so many. 3 is a lot of characters to go through.
Yeah.
So maybe we want to put Wolverine at 3, right? Or
I think Wolverine can be a triple shot. Yeah.
Okay.
I could be there.
The effect from his hypersonic is devastating to whoever he hits, and he doesn't need to hit to be just. Sorry, cats are being obnoxious. They know it's almost dinner time and they're getting antsy. But he doesn't need to hit to ruin your opponent's day.
Okay, so we have Wolverine up in Triple Espresso land. And after Wolverine, so we have 3 more chases to go. Okay, the next one is Capwolf. Okay. This one might take a while to read through.
But I can read very quickly if you want.
Yeah, go for it, Brian. There's a lot going on here. So
all right. So pilot trait, Wolf on 2 wheels. It is Captain America, monster keyword pilot. We can just skip that over. Next trait, my Howling Commandos. At the beginning of the game, generate up to 3004 werewolves on the red starting line. Leadership. When Catwolf uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, he may generate a 004 werewolf on the starting line. Next trait, Moon, Bark at the Moon. It's the Moon trait from before, but this one, 5 and 6, instead of getting the +1 attack and flurry, he gets free. You generate the character chosen for Catwolf's pilot trait on its last name click, and that character makes an attack. After resolutions, return it to your side on any click. Lastly, he has a defense special, Werewolf and Super Soldier, Energy Shield Deflection, Invulnerability, and Super Senses. Okay, there we go.
I love that. That was really good.
That was really fast.
That was really
triple
good.
shot for Brian.
Triple shot, and also you used sequence words there too, like you used lastly, and you even like you even transitioned into the next power. It was great. So so what do we think about Capwolf? I think so he starts with 3 werewolves, just like you don't even need to do anything. He just starts with 3 werewolves.
And those werewolves are pretty good for only 15 points. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. You're going to want to have someone that can carry them around, because unfortunately Steve here is not a passenger character. He is not going to bring his werewolves into battle. And at the 15-point line, they have flurry, correct? Not charge? I'm blanking a bit. I was scrolling up back to those werewolves just to double check, because it has been a minute. But sidestep. That's right. Ooh, they get flurry off of the moon thing. That's right. Right. Oh, but yeah, they're 6 speed, sidestep, 10 attack, blades, battle fury.
What? Yeah, they're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So annoying.
And potential of shape change too.
Yeah.
Potential 11 attack, blades, flurry.
Yeah, so that moon roll is either giving them all shape change, or it's giving them +1 attack and flurry, and then Capwolf doesn't get flurry, but he does get to pop his character off to make an attack.
Yeah.
And it's last not KO click.
So he can and you don't necessarily lose it like you would with Sleipnir.
Right. There is no downside to Cap here beyond that it's not reliable. You need to roll that 5 or 6 beginning of the turn to give him the option.
But I mean, if you roll that 5 or 6, he can just move up 10 squares and then free generate the pilot.
Yes.
So,
So you need to find yourself a Captain America or monster that has a really good last click, and this is where people were pointing to Legacy Hulk from the Avenger 60th. What's the damage value on that Hulk's last click again? Pretty sure it's 6.
yeah, that Legacy Hulk is pretty crazy as a good pilot. So he can pick Captain America or monster. Right. Okay.
Yeah, and just bringing up the ruling, last non-KO matters for Hulk. Last non-KO click is the last click before the first KO click after the character's starting line. So that Hulk does have, like, I think on click 11, a like buried like single click of Bruce Banner. That's not the last non-KO click, because the first KO click after its starting line, one back from that, is a really, really bulky Hulk. Yeah,
he moves through elevated, and he has moves through characters, and he targets through elevated. So he's no slouch as far as his stats. His stats are pretty good.
Not at all. Yeah,
this has to be a triple shot.
Easily, yeah. ESD and Vuln senses to start off with. He's 20 from range.
Yeah, and most of the time it's senses and shape change too. So he's got double rollouts.
Right. Yeah, easy triple shot.
I mean, do you think he's too many points for like competitive for competitive teams?
No. I mean, he's bringing in the 3 15-point werewolves for free.
Yeah.
That's the free 45 points. So you could look at him as a 45-point character that you just have to play 3 werewolves with. He does give up a lot of points when he's dropped, and the werewolves are going to be your snacks for your opponent to munch on. But he is monster. He does theme with the prime blow that we went over before. Those werewolves that drop are easy points in your KO area for Lilith to generate something big and nasty with. There are ways to turn the downsides into upsides.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I also, he's another amazing sculpt. Really cool character. Right? Like Steve Rogers as a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
On a motorcycle.
I mean, that's the cool factor in this set is just really awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
That cool factor is just through the roof in this set. So, so there is Capwolf. We put him at a triple espresso. And then we have Vengeance.
Alrighty.
Vengeance has the Spirit of Vengeance trait. When Vengeance attacks an opposing character that took damage from Mystics since your last turn, he deals penetrating damage. If the friendly character that dealt damage from Mystics also had this trait, Vengeance increases damage dealt by +1 during that attack. He has the Cosmic Energy and Mystics team abilities. He moves through blocking. He has a speed power. No more penance. Hypersonic speed. When Vengeance uses it after resolutions, generate up to 4 fire smoke terrain markers in squares he moved through. At the beginning of your next turn, even if this is lost, deal 1 damage to each character occupying those markers, then remove them. And then he has that's speed power. Then it's attack power he gets later on. Steal energy. When Vengeance uses it, he heals an additional click for each action token on the damaged opposing character. Vengeance deals penetrating damage to characters with 1 or more action tokens. And then he's got a damage power he starts with. When Vengeance hits until your next turn, hit opposing characters can't reduce damage by more than 1. That's a
Yeah.
really good damage power.
Mm-hmm.
So when he hits, and that's just for anybody that hits him until your next turn.
That's anyone he hits, he has to land the hit.
He has to
But
land a hit first,
right,
but then afterwards.
anyone that hits that character, I mean, including him, because this isn't an after resolutions effect. Once the hit is finalized, you've hit. That kicks in. So then when you go to calculate damage, they're already under that effect of can't reduce by more than 1.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he has 3 targets.
Yes.
You can choose to deal 0 damage to 2 of those targets,
Mm-hmm.
and there is 3 targets that can't reduce
just
damage
soften
by
them
1.
all up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just all have
For
toughness
quakes
now.
and energy explosions and
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, he has 120 points. But
Deceptively long-lived though, with that steel energy on the back half of his dial. Yeah, he's got good attack values and prob, and as mentioned, 3 targets. If he goes up and he hits 2-3 people, he could potentially be healing for 6 clicks.
that's crazy.
That's yeah. It's more than that, more than he needs, unless he's on his absolute last click.
yeah,
It's
and then also, I mean, he does have cosmic energy, so it's gonna be hard to chew through his dial because he's got invincible up top, so and mystics. So you're taking damage from when you're trying to hit him.
yeah. We mentioned characters that work well with Cthon are the ones that can heal themselves. He can heal himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's got good values to start with. Coming in 13-5. Cool. Hypersonic from 12 squares away. I'm down for that.
Plus, when he gets hit, he's dealing +1 damage after that too because of
Mm-hmm.
the Spirit of Vengeance trait.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That said, as much as I'm hyping him up a little bit, I think he's a one shot.
Yeah, probably.
Not even a 2.
I it breaks my heart a little bit, but I think I have to stick with one. He is definitely at the higher end of the one shot and maybe could be edged up into 2. But
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure I could bite the bullet on him. Tempting as it is.
powerful, but like kind of one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
Running through blocking is really cool. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely a good seal pull. I think.
Oh yeah.
And I saw pictures of the sculpt. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so let's put him at a 1.
Yeah, I haven't seen the sculpt in person yet, and I've been very curious to see how it actually looks in hand.
A 1, but better than Spider Knight.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah, sure.
way better than.
So far we've got 3 triples for the chases: Ghost Surfer, Wolverine, and Capwolf. 2 doubles: Sleipnir and Namor. And 2 singles: Spider Knight and Vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting. And we have one more chase to go.
The last chase, yep.
So this is the last chase. Spirit Rider.
Spirit Rider. 57.
Set number 57. Midnight Suns, animal, monster, mystical, and past keywords. She has that Spirit of Vengeance trait that we just looked at. She also has an attack power, Trial by Fire, Energy Explosion, and Precision Strike and Pulse Wave. When Spirit Rider uses Energy Explosion or Pulse Wave and targets one or more characters that damaged friendly characters since your last turn, increase the damage dealt to hit characters by 1. So like a possible 2 damage pulse wave.
Possible 3 damage pulse wave.
When
So
Spirit Rider uses
that's
energy pulse wave, targets one or more characters that damaged friendly characters.
it stacks with the Spirit of Vengeance trait.
Oh, okay.
Both of them increase damage dealt. So if she goes after someone that damaged a character with a Spirit of Vengeance trait, her pulse wave is for 3 damage.
She's getting revenge.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then time to burn. Probability control, shape change. When Spirit Rider uses probability control to target a friendly character, and the final result is a miss. After resolutions, remove an action token from that character.
And if she didn't get revenge, she doesn't get an action token for it.
That's cool. That's
mm-hmm.
cool. Okay. So really, you're playing her for that. Well, yeah. I mean that works for energy explosion or pulse wave.
Yeah. So energy explosion is potentially a 4 damage energy explosion.
Oh, how is that? So
it's printed 2.
Yeah.
Plus 1 if any of her targets are something that damage a character with the Spirit of Vengeance trait.
Oh,
that gets you to 3.
Right.
Then up to 4 if any of her targets damaged a friendly character.
Yes, and that also combos with precision strike, so they're at least taking 1.
Yeah.
So
I mean, ideally, you can find a way to get her Psy Blast and then just.
Yes.
I think she's at least a 2.
I think,
like her a lot.
I think she's a 2. I think
she is a. Yeah, I agree on 2 shots. She is tricky in that, while she's probably going to be the biggest attacker your team has, she's not the one you lead with.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to throw something else at your opponent to get set up so that she can come in and just drop a really devastating pulse wave on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One of our characters that damaged friendly characters. So I was thinking about it, like you could at least activate Trial by Fire in the same turn, assuming you hit someone with Mystics and take a damage.
Yes.
Wait, one or more.
I mean, if you could have,
right?
If you have one of your Spirits of Vengeance run up and punch someone with Mystics, then that you have a character with Spirit of Vengeance that has been dealt damage by an opposing character since your last turn. And yeah, she can come in and drop her 4 damage EE or 3 damage Pulse Wave.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And she just needs to target that character. She has 2 targets. So she could target that one and then, some rando guy over there, and they're all getting the damage bump.
That's pretty crazy.
Right. Yeah.
And if you give her the hell cycle, give her sidestep and then that +1 speed bump, then she's running shotting for 5 squares plus sidestep, so that's 7.
Whoa! Wait a second. If you put pumpkin bombs on her, would it be 5 damage energy explosion?
I want to say yes, but I'm going to double check the wording on pumpkin bombs.
Because EE said, I'm pretty sure it says if they have energy explosion already, it's 3. So then damage dealt +2.
Yeah. If that's what
that would be pretty sweet.
Yes, it would be 5 damage energy explosion.
Let's go.
That's cool. Yeah, that's just fun.
Just be careful you don't nuke your own team in the process, because the guy that ran up and punched for the initial Mystic's trigger on to set this all off is going to...
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Don't leave him adjacent if you're going
to. Make sure it's like Swamp Thing or something. I mean, Man Thing.
Right.
They can handle it.
All right. So that's our last chase. We're gonna put Spirit Rider in tier 2.
You like 2? Yeah, I like her.
I like 2. Double espresso. Lots of double espressos today, and also for our first episode. So for the entire set, there's a lot of double espressos.
So it's a solid set with not a lot of whiffs, but not a whole lot of home runs. But I found that
I like it. I like the set overall. I'm really excited for the set because of the sculpts and I like the glow in the dark feature. I think that's really cool. I'm like thinking of going and getting myself a black light already. And like yeah, it's a great set. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited to get my product in. I have a case coming, so I'm excited to open that up and see what I pull. And do you guys want to talk about the legacy at all, or legacy figures, or do we have time for that, or we don't have to go, go through every single one.
Yeah,
are there any mentions of like what legacy?
Jennifer Kale is a 3 to me.
Oh yeah, Jennifer Kale, 3 stars there. Dan Powell's Iron Man is phenomenal. I mentioned Hela. Hela is insane as a pilot, but I also really like her just casually on her own, just for fun zombie army.
That Daredevil looks awesome too.
Daredevil,
yeah.
Daredevil at what 10 points or 30
The
either one?
Yeah, 30. Any of them point value. Just just for the record, he is going to get errated. He's not going to have the option to not give up points. That's
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
don't. Yeah. Oops on that, but he is going to be. That is going to get plugged.
But still, I've heard people talking of playing like 30 Daredevils on a team. It's not going to be a good team, but it's a team.
I mean, Jack-o'-lantern is cute. I'd give him a 1 star. Though I love the explosion went through his KO thing. Black cool. Talon is interesting and possibly a triple shot. You can pull your opponent's figures that you've K'd out back and go to 10. 2-Gun Kid, amazing 20 points for Avengers teams.
Yeah.
Satana Hellstrom looks really cool. She interacts with the fire terrain markers.
Oh yeah, easiest fire terrain I think in the set.
Man-Thing and Howard the Duck for cool factor.
He's just fun, yeah. The triple stop clicks.
2-Gun Kid is pretty good at 20 points.
He's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Hela, Daredevil, Witch Queen, LaFay, yeah. Just showing.
She's different. I actually really like her at 60. She's also bringing leadership in Perplex.
Yeah, that's useful. The Scroll Duggers are obnoxious bystanders.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
they're giant flyers with shape change on a 6, and like they're awesome.
Yeah. And she shares her Weird World effect with them, so your opponent doesn't get any modifiers when they attack.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That is cool. Can't be modified when attacking or being attacked. Oh, and that's just like even if they leave her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, because they're 11 with blades.
I think Hammer is probably the only like real miss on the legacies. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless like maybe Soldier is like dying for like a TK or something, and he can pick that. Leadership outwit. I guess he would be bringing in leadership too, but I feel like Soldier has a lot of leaderships too.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So I think we did it. We did an official complete set review of Marvel HeroClix Wheels of Vengeance. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Matt, for coming on the show and helping me out reviewing this entire set.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So, everybody at home, like and subscribe if you enjoy my channel. I really appreciate it. If you like videos like this and you want to keep watching or listening to Coffee and Clicks content. And don't forget, everybody, wake up and smell the clicks.